In the summertime, it is so important to have a roster of make-ahead salads that you can whip up and keep in the fridge and just pull them out for dinner, have them alongside something that you threw on the grill maybe, or you can bring these to potlucks, picnics, barbecues, and ideally they will be eaten with a spoon. Well, some of them are so good that I honestly would rather eat them with a shovel. I call these shovel salads. You probably know them as spoon salads. Things like tabbouleh, a good macaroni salad, things that you just fill your bowl with and you just want to shovel it down. I love a good spoon salad. There are so many of them out there, but the one that I've been making on repeat lately is the one I'm going to show you today. This is a Mexican street corn inspired pasta salad, or elote pasta salad. It uses a lot of ingredients you already have, like frozen corn. And this whole thing comes together in no time, basically just as long as it takes to cook some noodles. It's so easy, it's so tasty, and I'm gonna be making it for every barbecue or backyard gathering that I get invited to this year. So if you're inviting me somewhere, get ready. So to start things off, I'm gonna make the pasta first, get that cooking. Whenever I'm measuring pasta, I love using a scale because it's foolproof and I always have it accessible, so it's no big deal to bust it out. I do not recommend this scale. This is an all-clad and I kind of hate it. The one that I do recommend is an OXO. They make a lot of things really well. So I'm measuring 150 grams and I like to use a small shape. This is so that it fits nicely onto a spoon. And also, I'm being so precise. You don't have to be so fussy like I am. Also, it's nice when it kind of matches the size of the corn. Then you don't have like big noodles, small corn. It's just kind of a bit more cohesive when they're a smaller size. So this is like a little bow tie thingy. I've also made this a bunch with orzo. Orzo works really well. Macaroni works really well. Those little ditalini, those little tiny tubes, those are great. Just something kind of small. So I'm gonna throw this into the boiling water. It's been seasoned with some salt, and then we can go from there. While the pasta's cooking, we can talk about the rest of the ingredients. So I have a red onion. I'm gonna use half of that. I have 2 limes. Promise I have 2, not just 1. I didn't forget to go grocery shopping and run out of limes. There's 2. And I need 400 grams of corn. I'm using frozen corn because it's what I have. If you have fresh corn, even better, delicious. But you can make this any time of year with frozen corn, no problem. I have fresh cilantro because I love it. And I find cilantro is best when I buy a bunch of it. I tend to wash the entire bunch, just submerge it in water, wash everything, and then I'll take what I need, and then the rest I'll just wrap up in a tea towel. So yeah, lots of fresh cilantro, smells amazing. I have some cheese. In Mexico, on the street corn, they usually use cotija cheese, which is like a really crumbly, kind of dry, slightly salty cheese. But I find feta is more available, and I always have Bulgarian cheese in my fridge. It's very similar to feta. I live with a Bulgarian and he has taught me his ways, and I am so thrilled about it because this shit is really good. And I've got stuff for the dressing. So I'm using a 50-50 mix of Greek yogurt and mayo. Yes, this is store-bought mayo, and yes, it is light store-bought mayo. Half fat Hellmann's. I realize that you can make your own mayo. I've done it many times. I've done it on this channel. It's one of my only viral Instagram videos. I love it. But I actually grew up on light Hellmann's. And once in a while, I like to buy it because it makes me feel nostalgic. And in the summer, we tend to use a lot more mayo than usual. So it's just kind of nice. What else? I've got tahini. This is like chili powder that is kind of coated with like dehydrated lime juice. It's super tangy. I love this on wedges of cucumber or even mango or watermelon in the summertime. It just adds this like slightly spicy tang to everything. It's so good. I've got salt, of course, and I have an optional ingredient, which is pickled jalapenos. I love sprinkling some of these on top of the salad when it's done. Super optional. So while the pasta's cooking, I'm going to basically just prep all the ingredients. If you don't like raw onion, I don't know what to tell you. You could, oh, I know. If you don't like, oh, this isn't a very good one. If you don't like raw onion, I recommend you make some quick pickled red onion. Just make like a 50-50 blend of vinegar and water. Heat it up on the stove with a little pinch of sugar and pour that over some sliced red onions and let it sit for an hour. And you'll have some really nice pickled red onion. It'll be great to have in your fridge for all kinds of things. What am I gonna do about this weird onion? This is like kind of mushy inside. I'm just gonna salvage what I can of this onion and then estimate about half an onion's worth. I personally like raw onion a lot, and I like biting into a chunk. Not too big, but I don't know. Cut them however you want. How about? While I'm chopping stuff, I might as well chop the cilantro too. And I think I say 20 grams in the recipe. Herbs is actually one of the nicest things to weigh because measuring herbs is really awkward. Like shoving something into a half cup measure, it just seems just really weird. So yeah, why not weigh them? I said 20 grams. You know what? I'm not afraid of cilantro. I'm gonna go crazy and do 30 grams because I love it. I might even put some more on top. Yum. Again, I'm not too fussed about how it's chopped. I kind of like decent sized pieces. The pasta's done, and I'm gonna throw the corn in now for about a minute. And don't worry about overcooking the noodles because anytime you're making something cold, like a pasta salad, the noodles firm up a little bit. And so it's not a big deal if they get slightly overcooked. And this is only like an extra, 30 seconds to a minute of cooking time. I know it's a bit controversial to boil the corn instead of like grilling it or roasting it. But if I'm being perfectly honest, I think that roasted corn is super overrated. It gets kind of like dry, and yes, it gets a nice caramelized outside edge, but like the corn itself just kind of dries out. I do like fresh, grilled fresh corn on the cob. But I like to usually cook it first in the husk, like on the barbecue with some water on it so that it sort of steams. And then I like to just give it a little bit of char. I don't want it to be like super, super charred because I just find it gets chewy and dry. Another reason I wanted to boil the corn with the pasta is for convenience. This way you don't have to dirty anything extra. You just chuck the corn in, cook it for an extra minute, and it's great. It's so easy. But if you're a diehard roasted or grilled corn person, by all means, have at her. I like to give the corn a little rinse to cool it off and to stop it from cooking. I don't do this with pasta normally, but whenever I'm making a pasta salad, I do. Might as well throw the whole bowl onto the scale here to weigh in my dressing stuff. 100 grams of Greek yogurt. Ish. 100 grams of my mayo. The zest and juice of 2 limes. You're just going to pretend that I put that second lime in. The lime zest adds so much lime flavor, like concentrated lime oil flavor, and then the juice, of course, adds so much tang. If you really want to get some extra juice out, and if you don't have a lime or lemon or lime juicer, you can use a fork. That was an emerald trick back in the day. Fork of lemon. I'm gonna throw in my tahini, 2 teaspoons. And if you can't find this stuff in your grocery store, You can definitely find it online. Bring it back from Mexico next time you go. And then a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna give that a little quick mix before adding in my other bits. I'll throw in my onion. You know, I think I might have overdid it with the onion a bit. Let me hold some back. Throw in my cilantro and the cheese. Another thing I like about using a scale is I can weigh the entire chunk. I do this for like carrot cake or something, you know, if it calls for, 400 grams of carrot, you can just weigh the whole thing before grating it so you don't end up grating a bunch of extra carrot. Just the little things, that make cooking and baking just that much more pleasant. And because we already rinsed this, it's not hot anymore. It's maybe not ice cold, but it's definitely cool enough to dump into the dressing. Oh, that looks so good. So I purposely left this without any additional protein like black beans or chicken or salmon. I feel like rotisserie chicken pieces would be a very obvious choice for this. The reason I did that is because I like having the option to have this with like a grilled steak, which is how I've had it a number of times, or a grilled piece of salmon, or, it's very easy to chuck in a can of black beans or some rotisserie chicken if that's what you're into. But this is it. It's just so good. I have to try it. Even with only one lime, it was so good. That second one would just take it over the top. This has so much tang. Not too hot. It's not really hot at all. Just the tahini has like a tiny bit of kick to it, but it's very tangy, which is so nice with that sweet corn. So it's not just too sweet, You know what? This is absolutely my salad of the summer. I just know I'm going to be bringing it everywhere. It keeps in the fridge for days. Oh, it's so good. And just because I love it so much, I think I'm going to chop a little bit more cilantro on top. And if you want a little extra kick, by all means, feel free to throw some pickled jalapenos on top. You can chop them up if you want, or you can just put them out in a little side dish for people to add if they're into them. And that's that. That is my shovel salad of the summer. If you're looking for more salads like this, I have a few of them up on howtomakedinner.com. Last summer's spoon salad was my shrimp macaroni salad, which is also up there. And then before that was the tortellini salad. They're all very lovely. And I also recently did one with hearts of palm, which could classify as a spoon salad, I think. The pieces are like fairly small. But yeah, this is it. This is just exactly what I want to be eating right now. I hope that this floats your boat. The recipe is linked down below if you want to make it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you next time.